When times are tough,
I got your back.
when trouble calls,
I got your back.
when you need a hand.
I got your back.
It's more than a friendly phrase or an occasional moment in time. For Smart, it's a way of life. A bond like no other that unifies and signifies what Smart members are all about. You've got mine, and I've got yours. Today and always, I've got your back.
You have, people looking out for you, even if you don't know it.
And they're always there. Even in the most miserable days, Smart is there for you.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of the support I had from my brothers. They had my back.
They say the right thing, they do the right thing, and they're there when it counts. And that's having your back.
If we can't cover our own backs, there ain't anybody else out there standing in line to do it. So we need to get strong and protect our own.
2020 was a year we'll never forget. The year a pandemic delivered both challenges and opportunities, and a year when thousands of Smart members became a critical resource for pandemic mask makers who supplied millions of handmade masks to frontline workers.
A nurse called because she was making her homemade masks and basically said the only part she was missing was a small strip that holds it tight to the nose. So we went out and pretty much determined what the metal was, had some in the rack and cut it up and gave her a box of like 100. And then just put it on Facebook saying, hey, if you're a first responder, if you're making these masks for people that are local or far away, we'll make them. And it quickly morphed into almost a request for 800,000 pieces on Facebook. Our Facebook, it was overloaded, we had to shut it down. And really, when people are calling, they're that desperate, you want to help. But the reality was this one little shop in Connecticut wasn't able to fulfill that kind of an order.
What started out as a one-shop effort soon became a Smart Army undertaking in locals across North America.
To be able to mobilize that quickly, the infrastructure was there. We have halls almost everywhere in the country.
This local was very active in it. That was the Smart Army. Also Dave Sylvester headed that up with our instructors at the school. They were cutting up all the strips.
We were doing probably 3 to 4 sheets a day. I think in all we did just around 250,000 nose clips, just under 650 orders.
It kind of got crazy there at the end, that there were thousands, millions that the international supplied, but we were able to keep up with it. We had shops that donated the materials and the labor. It was a good project.
February 2021. The month's severe weather shut down the Texas power grid, and millions were left without lights, heat, and water. Smart stepped up, hand-delivering tens of thousands of bottles of water to members in Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston.
I read a report from the International on Facebook about Texas was having problems, they needed help, and so I reached out Saturday morning to our Facebook page and got a hold of John Daniel. And by Sunday morning, we had everything water secured and basically started the ball rolling.
We had 18 pallets of water loaded up on 2 Ryder, 28-foot Ryder trucks heading to Texas Wednesday morning from a Saturday call that a member did just because he wanted to help.
But I reached out to John, called him and asked him if it was okay if we did the same thing and piggyback with them, and he said absolutely. So that was Monday morning, and by Wednesday morning, Dave and Jeff had the truck full of water, and they were heading down to Texas.
Well, we helped out everybody that couldn't get water. We didn't have water. Those areas didn't have water for 2-3 weeks. So we loaded up a couple U-Haul trucks and made our rounds in the big old circle, and we loaded 7,000 pounds into a 6,000 pound truck, and it was squatting. It was squatting.
The location doesn't matter. I mean, whether it's in Canada, Alberta, whatever, when we talk about East Coast, West Coast, Texas, we would have went anywhere to help anybody.
As Smart Women numbers are rising, so too are the number of members who are reaching out and making a difference through leadership, friendship, recruitment, and mentorship programs.
With the Women's Committee and the Women's Representative, we're trying to get the word out there, and there are more women getting involved.
When I first got into it, I had the mentality of I'm not going to ask for help, and it can wear on you a lot. And if I can help somebody else through that, I would like to do that.
Getting the research for how to recruit and maintain women in the trade, it's very important work that they're doing, and I want to be involved and help.
I love the Women's Committee. It's just a sense of community, and having the other women there, whether they're apprentices or they're about to retire or, they're superintendents or they're journeymen, having each other's back, it creates a better environment for everybody.
The I Got Your Back promise empowers every SMART member to be part of the solution, there for each other, providing support, guidance, and mentorship.
If you want to have a strong membership, you got to take care of your members. That's all it comes down to, is that the members, if they need assistance, you got to be there for them. They shouldn't be left behind. If somebody's lagging behind, stick a hand out, help them out.
It's so important to have someone you can go to, talk to, if something's weird or you don't know what you're doing, you're new, and you just need to bounce ideas off someone, or you need perspective.
You need somebody to talk to. If you have a question about something, maybe you can't reach your instructor at the moment. You can always email me, text me, call me.
There's a lot of ways that you can just take a few minutes to stop and talk to somebody, and you might make a big difference. And that's all part of having somebody's back.
From our communities to our apprentices, from the business agent to every journey worker in between, we all have stories of struggle and know the difference it makes when someone has our back.
I had some amazing mentors in the training center that were more than willing to help me out. I had some really tough times, especially when I first started out, trying to teach and juggle a full-time class that I hadn't done on my own before. And the other instructors were there for me. Even as a business representative, the other representatives that were here and the business manager, they've all, had open doors and made sure that, I didn't put my foot in it.
I've been very fortunate in my sheet metal career that I had probably 2 or 3 really good mentors. And the first one was my job site foreman. And he mentored me from day one until I became a journey person. And then he mentored me to become a foreman. And then he mentored me to become a general foreman.
When I first got in the trade, I was a applicant on the list, and I went to a shop to see if they were looking for an apprentice, and I could tell right away that they did not care to have a female in the shop, and the first thing they told me was, we already have an apprentice coming. And I knew nothing about the union so I called the union hall, and the business representative called me back and said, what can I do for you? And I explained the situation, and he says, I don't have an apprentice going there. I will call you back. So he called me back within, an hour, and says, you start Monday. Throughout my entire career, that business agent helped me, guided me, and mentored me to get to where I am today.
The peer-to-peer program is one tool that we're going to be able to use as business managers to create that infrastructure for peers to sit down and talk about what the heck we're wrestling with. And it's been pretty powerful. I know it's helped me a ton. It's going to get us to where we need to be. It's going to help us make better decisions. Maybe create some sanity, in the role. Make a lot of good relationships and friends along the way. Truly, it's an I got your back strategy.
Being aware of the needs of our brothers and sisters and reaching out to help is at the core of who we are. It's the Union Way. It is the heart of SMART.
Unfortunately, my son, the baby that had just been born, died in November of 2019. So he was a month away from turning a year old. And the first person I called, I think I left a message with my business agent because it was on a weekend. But then the next two people I called were Tammy and Vanessa. So I said, this just happened. I really need help, and I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to start. I have to plan a memorial and do all this stuff. And they were like, whatever you need, we're here for you. These are the people that you can count on, because they're going to come through, because they always do. And that's having your back.
I got your back. It's who we are as one smart family, a union fortified by our relationships on and off the job. And it's how we must continue to build a better, stronger union for our industry, our communities, and for each other. You got mine, and I got yours. Today and always, I got your back.
I got your back.
I got your back.
I've got your back.
I got your back.
I got your back.
I got your back.